Guys, so I am live. I don't know where, I don't know. This is very strange to me. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see me okay, because for reasons that I don't understand, I'm going to go on YouTube just to make sure it's actually showing up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened on this one. It seems like, it created a bunch of them. But anyway, seems like it created a bunch of them. But anyway, seems like it created a bunch of them. But anyway. Okay, so I turned off the volume. So hopefully this actually is going to work. So anyway, guys, this is Brooke. And I'm the Vintage Gardener. So today I'm going to be doing a live demonstration on strawberry jam because strawberry season has ended and you may be wondering what to do with all those strawberries. Maybe some of you guys froze them. I'm sure probably a lot of people froze them. Maybe you have just a few extra hanging around. Even if the season's over, if you have like everbearing and day neutral varieties, you're going to get strawberries later on in the season, and you may have enough to do jam. Now, jam is one of those things. It can be complicated because you can have the hot water bath thing, and I do have that, but that's very intensive, and so I'm not going to show you how to do that tonight. What I am going to show you guys how to do is freezer jam. So I got introduced to freezer jam when I was in high school. One of the teachers in my high school actually gave us some, and it was absolutely delicious because it tastes really, really fresh. And I convinced my mom to go get us some strawberries, and we got some of the pectin. And so I made a couple of things of strawberry jam using the freezer method. So it is different from regular jam because, especially the version I'm going to do tonight, it's really, really easy because this is a non-cooked version. A lot of times with pectin, even if you're doing a freezer jam, you may actually have to cook the strawberries and the sugar and the pectin, and this one you don't have to do that. So for tonight, I'm going to be trying it's by Ball. It's a real fruit freezer pectin, which is a little bit different than regular pectin because once again, you don't have to cook it. You can get the regular pectin, but just make sure you read the instructions on freezer jams because the instructions are going to be a little bit different. The other type of fruit pectin that I've used is by Pomona. It's calcium and something else. It's like it ends up being, you have to mix it up. It's like a white liquid. But that also works. The great thing about these recipes is that you can do regular sugar and you can do low sugar. But make sure you're using the recipe for the low sugar. Don't just take a regular recipe and then reduce the amount of sugar because the jam won't gel properly. The sugar part is very important. The pectin really does need the proper amount of sugar in order for it to gel. If not, you're going to end up with something syrupy. Now, the thing to remember about this freezer jam in general is that it doesn't have the consistency of a regular jam. It is a little bit more liquid. So it's not overly liquid. I'll show you some that I did last night, but it does have a fair amount of liquid to it. So it's going to be a little bit more runny than what you typically think of as jam. But like I said, I think of the two, freezer jam tastes a lot better than regular jam just because it takes a lot more fresh. So the recipe that I'm using for tonight is by the University of California, their Agricultural and Natural Resources Department. They have a Master Food Preserver program. And so this recipe is specifically for Ball Real Fruit Freezer Jam pectin recipes. I'm sure they have others. I didn't go to the site, but this is the one I got. So the nice thing about the freezer pectin is that you can make your strawberry jam in small batches. I don't necessarily recommend that you use it in large batches because once again, it may not gel properly. So for tonight, I'm actually going to get a couple extra bowls because I realized when I looked at the formula that I don't think I actually added enough sweetener to it. So I'm going to add mix up an additional amount of sweetener, and I'm going to add the pectin to it. So the thing with the pectin is that with the strawberries, at least, you don't have to use lemon juice. The things like peaches and blueberries, and there's something else, you actually do need some lemon juice. So once again, read the instructions very carefully. So once you mix this up, you're going to let it set for 30 minutes. You're going to put it in the refrigerator. I let it set for 24 hours, and then I keep out what I'm going to use, and I pop the rest in the freezer. And then you just thaw it as you need it. And once you open it, you do need to use it within 3 weeks. Which, if your freezer jam lasts 3 weeks, I don't know what's wrong with you because my freezer jam has never lasted 3 weeks. So let me get my strawberry jam. Well, it's not jam yet. So basically, you need to crush whatever fruit that you have. So last night I hold. Hopefully you guys can see that, the strawberries, and I mix some sugar in it. Now, typically you're supposed to mix the pectin with the sugar. I did not do that in this case because the sugar was not dissolving, and so I wanted to leave it overnight because it was very gritty. And so I wanted to make sure that the strawberry and the juice completely absorbed all the sugar so it was liquid and it'll have a nice consistency. So I'm going to do the recipe of 6, so it's 1 cup size containers. I just went to Walmart and grabbed some, little pint containers. Although they need to be cleaned, you don't have to boil them. I got one of these funnels because obviously you're going to need to ladle this in. This is going to make it a lot easier. And of course I got the lids. And I've got my strawberries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ladle the amount of strawberry into here so that I can add exactly the right amount of ball fruit pectin, freezer pectin. And then I'm going to add some more sugar. So let me grab my sugar. Because I'm not really sure that I have enough. So let me grab another bowl. So I've got my ladle right there, my sugar. Actually, let me turn the camera so I want to make sure you guys are seeing everything that I'm doing. For the pectin, for this particular recipe, I'm going to use 5 cups crushed fruit. I already have sweetener in here, and then I'm going to do 6 tablespoons of the real fruit freezer pectin, and then, like I said, you use lemon juice if you're doing peaches. So. Actually, you know what? I think I'm only going to use half of the sugar for the recipe. Because I don't want it to be too overly sweet. So maybe, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a cup would be fine. So per the recipe, you're supposed to mix up the pectin in the sugar. So I need 6 tablespoons. Oh, I hope I have enough of this, y'all. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is a lot of pectin. Okay, now I'm going to do 5 cups of strawberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And now I'm just going to throw this in here. And you need to stir it continuously for, I think they said 3 minutes, so I'm actually going to set my timer for this. Actually, I'm going to switch the bowl over here so I can move over so you guys can see me better. To crush the strawberries, they recommend that you use a potato masher. I use a stick immersion blender, and I just kind of like pulse it all over the place because I do like some chunks in my strawberry jam. I don't like it to be completely smooth. But of course, that's to taste. If you don't like seeing chunks of strawberry, you do whatever makes you happy. Okay, 1 minute left. Oh, my wrist is getting tired. Okay, we're at 20, so we're in the home stretch. Okay, and that is time. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's start filling our jars. So when you fill the jars, you're going to need to leave some headroom. Each recipe will tell you how much headroom you leave. And I see a bunch of deer in my backyard. I'm just making sure they're not going in my vegetable garden here because they're just like standing there staring in. If I run off, guys, that's why I'm running off. But 1/2 inch. So I measured 1/2 inch on here, and 1/2 inch on here is about like this little lip thing right here. So that's where I'm going to fill it to. You want to, you have to leave room because it's going to need to expand. And especially because in the freezer it's going to expand. You certainly don't want it, breaking, cracking the jar. Okay. So that's one. I grabbed 2 boxes of this, thankfully, because I think I may need both boxes. I would really like to find a recipe for like strawberry champagne, or even like something like a strawberry rose water, but I'll have to see. I may have to, oops, shoot. I just messed up on that one, guys. Oh, hang on. A little too much. Okay, there we go. Let me see how this tastes, actually. Very tasty. Okay, so they said that that was going to be 6 jars, and I've already gotten more than 6 jars out of here, so that recipe was not quite accurate. Okay. I'm still up. I'm gonna put these lids on them and just put them to the side. So as you guys can see, that's pretty easy peasy. I'll let those sit for 30 minutes, and then I'll pop, like I said, I'll pop them in the fridge for a day, and then I will pop them in the freezer. You can freeze them for about a year. And so let me show you, this is one that I did yesterday. And so, as you can see, I mean, it's definitely congealed. Let me get a spoon and open this so I can show you how it comes out. So it's not, well, you guys can see it. So it's not like, I mean, it's gonna slide off this thing, but it's not like liquid. As you can see, there's this drop that's not really going anywhere. So I'm gonna eat this one. So guys, that in a nutshell, that's how you make an easy freezer jam. And so, I'll be putting that on my toast in my cream of wheat in my oatmeal and that sort of thing. And I'm actually going to use it. I think it would be really good, for example, if you wanted like biscuits or something, or if you were going to make um, like a strawberry shortcake. That's really good. Obviously on top of pancakes and waffles are going to be absolutely fabulous. So as time goes on, I will, when I start using them, I'll show you guys recipes of things that I'm using them. But that is a nice, easy way to make strawberry jam without having to, cook the jam down, plus, fiddle with the regular pectin, and also do the whole hot water bath thing and waiting for, the seals to go down. I mean, it's a skill that's worth having, but if you've never done it before and you don't have all the equipment, this is a really good alternative because this is just being stored in the freezer. And I find once it's been in the freezer and you take it out and use it, it firms up a lot more. So anyway, it looks like 3 people are watching. I can't really tell. There was a little bit of a snafu with the YouTube live, so I don't even know if everybody found the link. Okay, but anyway, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna do the rest of this. I will leave it up for a little bit in case anybody has any questions. But once again, it's just a very easy way to make strawberry jam that tastes very, very delicious. So if you're looking to preserve your fruit, then try it. You can do it with, I've done it with blueberries in the past. With blueberries, you do have to use lemon juice, like I said. It didn't seem to me that there was really any limitation on what fruits you could do this with. Like I said, it's just going to be a softer set. So anyway, guys, I'm going to finish mixing this up, and I'll wait on here for a little bit to see if anybody has any questions. And if not, then I will end the live. But if you guys try it, let me know, because I love to see what you guys do. And if you guys find some other interesting recipes, also let me know that, because I'm always on the lookout for a good recipe for strawberry jam, or any kind of jam for that matter. So, okay, so 1, 2. Oh, okay. Looks like I might actually have it done. Okay, so it is 5. Alright, so I guess I probably didn't need extra sugar. Okay. Okay, I just have enough to do this last batch. 6. Okay, so that's it for that. I have a smidgen left, but that's not going to do anything. So I'll save it and get another jar and put that in there. So let me get my spoon out and stir this for 3 minutes. You can use a bigger jar for this. I wouldn't necessarily recommend. Well, you can play around with it, but the disadvantage of using a bigger jar to do this jam is that it may not set as well as using something a little bit smaller. So, just something to keep in mind. Catherine. I see you. Doing my last batch of jam. So just to give you a recap, basically you're going to use crushed strawberries. I'm going to, I really should, I'll post, let me wash my hands first. I'll post the link to the recipe that I used in the chat so you guys can have it. This freezer jam is a no-cook jam. So aside from crushing the strawberries and adding sugar, you don't have to like boil everything, including the pectin, to get it to gel. You can just add the pectin. You're going to let it set for 30 minutes, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator, which is also going to cause it to set more. And then you put it in the freezer, and you can leave it in the freezer for a year. I personally find that once you freeze it, it does make it gel more, and when you're taking out the thaw, it actually works pretty well. So we got 22 seconds, 19 seconds left. I'm just stirring making sure that the pectin is well incorporated. Oh, hey Roxanne. Roxanne, I'm making freezer jam. So this is strawberry freezer jam. I don't know if you ever tried to do jam before, but it can be somewhat. Most jams are cooked, so you gotta heat the pectin in your either your fruit or what have you. Sometimes I know they add pectin to water, boil that for a little bit, and then add it to the mixture. And then you have to do the hot water canning process in order to preserve it. So if you don't have all that equipment, that's fine, because it is a lot of equipment, but an easy way to do it is freezer jam. So for this particular recipe, I crushed some strawberries, I added sugar, I let the sugar-strawberry mixture set overnight, so that way the strawberry juice completely absorbed the sugar, because one thing I was not crazy about last night is that when I was actually rubbing the mixture through my finger, the sugar had not melted into the juice, so it was still gritty. So I left it overnight, so that issue is completely eliminated. I'm using Ball's Fresh Pectin. It's a freezer jam pectin. So this is the kind that you don't have to cook. You can make freezer jam with regular pectin. There will be instructions on the booklet on how to do it so that you can use it in the freezer. Typically they have you like boil it, put the pectin, sugar, and the fruit mixture in a pan, like boil it at a high rate for like a minute. And then you're going to put it in jars and let it set for like 30 minutes. And then you're going to put it in the fridge. I do have a recipe, so I will be popping that in the comment as soon as I wash my hands, because I got strawberries everywhere. Okay, so the strawberry jam, the freezer jam, and it's not just strawberries, it's pretty much any type of strawberry jam, does not have the same, it doesn't have the same, it doesn't gel the same way as a regular jam or jelly does. It's a little bit more liquid and softer. The thing I really like about the freezer jam is that it has a very, very fresh taste. So it tastes like you just popped those strawberries off the bush and made a jam with it, which I don't find, I find if you make a cooked strawberry jam, you don't get that really super fresh flavor. Now that's just me, that's how I find it. Let's see. Yes, Roxanne, you leave them in the freezer until you're ready to use it. Like I said, you can leave it in there for a year. Once you open it though, you need to use it within 3 weeks, which typically is not a problem because it's so delicious that you're gonna want to put it on everything. I just messed this up again. I need to, when you're filling the jars, you need to leave 1/2 inch headspace for so that when they expand when they're freezing. I know you guys just joined me just now, but on this particular jar, I measured 1/2 inch is about where this little rim is, so that's my measuring point. But I just got a little carried away just now when I was adding it. Um, the bigger jars, you can use a bigger jar. The only thing with the bigger jar is that sometimes it doesn't gel, it doesn't set properly. So I would go with something a little bit smaller. But you do whatever. If you're fine with the fact that it has a much looser set, that's fine. Um, I use this. We'll use this on bagels. I'll put bagel with cream cheese with this on top of it. Obviously, just bread and jam is great. Strawberry shortcake would be, I think, really tasty with this. Obviously waffles and and pancakes and there's any number of ways that you can use it. So I am like out of jars right now. So, well, this pack anyway. I have another pack of jars in the other room, and so I'm gonna go grab those, but I gotta clean them, and I don't want to do that on camera because you're not gonna see anything because I'm gonna be standing at the kitchen sink. But I'm just gonna leave all these for 30 minutes, and then see, this is what I didn't like. This pectin right here did not actually congeal properly. But I'm going to leave this for 30 minutes and then put it in the fridge for 24 hours to set. And then, my stirring ability tonight is kind of off. Got all these lumps of pectin. It's not really what I was going for. Let's see. Who's got a question? Yes, Catherine, it will be good for winter when I want that taste of summer, and it does taste. It tastes like summer strawberries. It really does. That was the thing I loved about it the first time. One of my teachers. That's how I found out about it. One of my teachers in high school gave us some. And, you know what? I see another jar, guys. Hang on. And I could be wrong, but for whatever reason, I distinctly recall that when the teacher gave us that strawberry jam, I don't think it actually. I want to say we ate it all within like a day. I think it was a day, and it was a bigger jar than what I'm making now, but it didn't. It really didn't last. It was just so delicious, and so I told my mom, like, we need to make some of that for ourselves. So, because this is going in the freezer, like I said, you're not boiling it, so you don't have to worry about that seal having to pop down. It's great for that reason. So I have a little bit left, and I'm just trying to think, do I have a container I can put this in and throw it in the refrigerator? Okay, guys, so I found another container. I just gotta grab a lid, and I'll have to search for the lids. But this, and I'll just eat this one first. Okay, so that is it. So let's see. Looks like I've only been streaming for 34 minutes. And yes, I did the strawberries and stuff off camera, so that would have taken time if I had done that. But like I said, it's really easy. Like I said, the recipe that I just put in chat you can do really small batches, like for example 2. So this is one of those things, you don't have to make a huge batch. If you get a really small harvest of strawberries, which I did, you can do a tiny batch of jam. So I anticipate doing this a couple times over the season. And of course, as I get more fruit, I'm going to try it. Outside in the potager garden, I have a passion fruit vine. I got it from Longwood, And so I'm hoping to get some fruit off that, and I would love to be able to do do a passion fruit jam. The other thing is I saw a recipe on Ball, and I'll have to get the regular pectin for that. But it looks like they actually had some sort of like a passion fruit curd that you can use the pectin with to give it to make it gel. And so that's something else that I would love to do because I love passion fruit curd. I think it'll be great. Like if I make a cake and like fill it with some layers of like buttercream and and then and then the passion fruit curd. I think it'll be really delicious. So anyway, guys, let me check for questions. Oh yes, yes. Roxanne, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll add it to the description because I think I'll be able to add to the description. But I will definitely add it to the comments. I will definitely add it to the comments, but I'm definitely gonna make sure I put it in the description. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll put links to all of the equipment that I use so that everybody can find it very easily. And I'll be looking for more recipes for freezer jam. And so I probably will do additional videos with cooking because I'll be quite honest, I do like cooking. I like cooking with stuff from the garden. So, you know, I've gotten 6 people watching, so which is more than I usually have on my lives. So, and I'll get better with scheduling them and everything because I had to mess up with the link tonight. But I'll get better at time. So anyway, guys, oh, Catherine wants to know. Let's see, what other fruits can be used. Catherine, as far as I can see, and I think oh, here's a little label. Let's see. I know you can do cherries, blueberries. I know at one point I did some, I did some peaches. I remember I did blueberries. I know you can do cherries. And then, actually, as I'm doing this, I'm going to the Ball website, because let's see. Preserving method. Okay, so if you do freezing, well, that's not right, because I know there's more on here. So they've got a recipe for black raspberry jam. Let's see. Blackberry raspberry jam. Then they have looks like they've got one for blueberry freezer jam, and they have them with low sugar or no sugar added. But once again, you have to follow the recipe exactly. Let's see. Then I see a grapefruit freezer jam recipe. Let me say. I don't know if you can do figs. I mean, the thing with, typically with jam recipes and that sort of preserving, I tend not to muck with the recipe because especially if you're doing water bath canning, those recipes are very, very precise. And so if you mess with something, you don't want to, they're designed that way so you don't get bacteria. So when it comes to water bath canning, I typically don't mess with the recipes. But with freezer jam, seeing how you are freezing it, you probably could modify a lot of these. And I think over time, once I get better at it, I think I probably will do it. Because, like, for example, they've got a peach jam with sriracha, which might be kind of interesting, like with some maybe goat cheese and that sort of thing. Let's see. There's an apricot preserves. Let's see. Yeah, so so on Ball mason jars they have some designated freezer jam. Like I said, I'm gonna go to that one website I showed you for University of California and see if they have other recipes. So I'll just be looking around the web because since it's going in the freezer and that's what's really preserving it, I'm not too stressed about messing around with the recipe. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Roxanne? Mangoes might be good. You know what I want to try? Like, I have a pawpaw tree, and I'm not going to get any fruit off of it, but I know somebody who has a pawpaw tree who definitely gets fruit. I'm just kind of wondering if I could use, like, a freezer jam thing to make, like, some, like, pawpaw, like maybe a pawpaw curd. Maybe that would be better in a curd as opposed to a jam. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try to do. So anyway, guys, so tonight I have, let's see, I made 12 jars of jam. So I think that's really good. So, and Catherine and Roxanne, I don't know if you guys were out here when I did this, but this is the one that I did last night, just so you guys can see the consistency of it. So it's a little bit, it's looser than regular jam, but you know, not by much. Well, actually it is a bit looser. But like I said, it doesn't bother me. It's a much softer set. It doesn't bother me, but that's what it looks like. And that's been there for 24 hours, so I'm gonna pop that in the freezer. And I think the next time, when I take it out to use it for real, it'll probably be set a little bit better than that. So, oh, hi Rebecca, happy birthday. Hopefully you did something good for your birthday today. I mean, I'm glad you're joining us for your birthday. Oh, so you want me to send you some? All right. All right, Roxanne. All right. Well, I don't know, Roxanne. It's like these jars, like every time I open it, it's just like I just start running around my kitchen trying to figure out what can I put this jam on. It's really bad, but I probably shouldn't sit here and eat it all in one sitting, but you know, that happens. Okay, so anyway, guys, let's see. So anyway, guys, we've been going at it for 42 minutes, so that's the end of the video. So I am going to try to do some more lives in the future. They won't all be cooking. I think for the next live, I'm actually going to kind of do maybe a live recording of a podcast. We'll see about that. I'm definitely going to be doing some live streams on some of the gardens and garden tours that I've been doing, so I can show you guys pictures, little clips of videos. I'll also talk about like what I'm thinking about doing in my own yard, you know, showing you my inspiration. Like this is how I get inspiration for the things that I do in the garden, because I think sometimes it's not always clear why I think to do certain things, but I think that's what I'm going to do, so hopefully that'll be fun. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video or the next live, and actually, you know what? I'm probably going to do some tours of my garden in lives. Catherine, I know that'll make you happy because I know I'm not caught up in my videos yet. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Bye. Oh yes, Roxanne, I will definitely. Hold on a second. Let me turn the. Roxanne, I will definitely. I will definitely be showing you guys how things are doing, because I'm still in April with the videos and planting things out, which is kind of bad, but I know it's kind of behind. I like doing it anyway, posting the videos even if they're late, because I'll be quite honest, I forget a lot of times where I've planted things, and quite frankly, I also forget the names of some of the stuff that I've done, and so I know I've mentioned it in the videos, and you know, and so for me, it's a good diary. So anyway, see you guys later.